Well, Suffolk Life, the old newspaper that's now defunct, I read an article on solar panels in 2003. They said with the cost and everything else that it takes 15 years to recoup your cost. 4 years later, 2007, I started going to the home shows and talking. I talked to everyone who installs solar panels on Long Island. And 2008, I went back, did it again, keep doing the research, looking how much it is. And I don't know where our sale was in 2007, but in 2008, I saw him at one of the home shows in Farmingdale. So I went talking to him. He was great. He answered every one of my questions, spent all his time. Where I went to the other ones, there were sales reps, and they couldn't tell you. He sat down and explained everything. And I saw him at another home show after that in Suffolk Community College in Brentwood, and then had him come over here and start it up. You're dealing with the owner, and who knows what the system is, and answers all the questions. All the other solar panel firms sent, like I said, sales reps. You ask a question, we'll have to get back to you on that. Can I take your phone number? I said, and it kept going like that. And then, like I said, 2008, I don't know where a sale was, the one in 2007, but I was real happy when I found him in 2008. And then the following February, in 2009, I just got it all loaded up. Said, yeah, let's do it, and come over here, and went up on the roof. He came up here in, I believe he came here in May, and fighting the raindrops, because that was 2009, we had a lot of rain. So when he started putting the system in, it went smooth. It took, maybe it's taken an extra week because of all the rain, but went in, no problem. The problem I had with LIPA getting here to put the new meter in. So that took a month for them to get here to put the new meter in for the net metering. They had the brochures, and they sent people out for the with the brochures to sell the system. And I didn't understand why they're selling the system, why they would be not as knowledgeable. I said, I would figure you'd have to have at least one of the owners there, or somebody who installs it to answer the questions that I had. And when I went to sale, he sat, he pulled the systems out, the Sharp and the Sun Power, showed each one how it looks, each one how it works, answered every one of my questions, what I had to do for the roof, do I have to strengthen it, and he said the engineer will come over and do everything. And he told me that, I'll go up on the roof, he's got the little meter that looks up and tells you what the coverage is. He said I was 4 degrees off of being perfect, and he told me, he said, if it's not worth it, I will not put the system in, which is not like the other companies. And because I recommended sale to a co-worker, he went over, visited our house in Northport. It was just too many trees, and he told her it would not benefit you to get the system. I said, which right there is, I recommend him to everybody, because he's not trying to force the system down. He's not just trying to make the buck. He's just getting it out there. He's just, okay, you can't, it's not worth it unless you cut down all the trees, and that's what it happens. He was honest from the front, and he knew exactly what he was talking about. I met the installers, and he was here a couple of times with the installers. I said, and they knew what they were doing. I said, they even put up with me sitting down in the garage watching them hook everything up. So the monitoring, he's called me several times that the modem was possibly down, or it was out of service. I'd go down and look at see all the green lights on my solar panels, and we couldn't figure it out, but he called right away. He did all the paperwork, which on some of the ones you had to go to the town and get the permit. You had to do this, or they just give you everything. Okay, here you go, and you figure it out for the taxes, rebates, for the LIPA, for the sale, did everything. I didn't have to worry about when my W-2s came in. He had the paperwork that I could put on my taxes so I can get the rebate from the federal, the rebate from the state. He put all the LIPA in. I just signed it over to him, so I paid him, so I didn't have to worry about it. I said, and he keeps following up. I keep getting emails from Sale all the time, how the system's working, and that is more than any of the other ones, because when you ask questions, what happens after you put the system in, do you monitor, do this? They couldn't answer me. I said, I knew before I left that home show in February that Sale was doing the solar panels, because none of the other companies could even measure up. He worked it out. He did the little that little machine that looks up in the sky and tells you a thing. He goes, and he said he came down, he worked it all out, came down, sat at the dining room table, worked it all out, and he says, okay, get this many panels. And I said, I don't want it hanging over the roof, I don't want it hanging over the gutters or over the top of the peak. So he set it up, and he goes, 35 panels. It looked great. I said, it wasn't overhanging. And he said, well, the best you can do is an 8.03 kilowatt system with what you got, with that roof you've got. So I was like, I wish I had more roof, because I would have gone even higher. Because when he put it in, I said, okay, 8.03 kilowatts I'm making. I figured, okay, yearly I used 13 point a lot. I figured, okay, I'm going to wind up paying half of what I normally pay. And then there was a $1,000 decrease in my electric bill for just 6 months. And this past year that just ended from January 11th to 2010 is January 11th, 2011. My total electric bill I paid out was $675. I said it's almost $2,000 less than 2008. I said, and after all, I said I should recoup what I paid into the system in less than 5 years, which is well beyond what I even thought. I thought I'd still be paying $1,200, $1,300 in electric a year, figured half of what it was, and I love it. I said I'd recommend it to everybody, and I've already recommended Sale to several, and because he will not put a system in that will not benefit the customer. And to me, that's good business. And word of mouth alone would get him good business, as I'll recommend him every time. The biggest thing I like is during the summer, especially May and June. Last year I was out, I take a look, I have to look at the meter. I see it running backwards, my neighbor's out across the street, I just turn around and go, making money, and then I go to work. I'm extremely surprised on how much more I have saved. Because coming before Sale, I had changed to the LED lights, I had changed to fluorescent. That's why I had dropped so many kilowatts from a certain year to another year before Sale had it. And I was already maxed out at how I could save. And I thought I was going to be paying, okay, I had $3,000 one year and $2,700 another year in electric bills. I figured I'd be paying $1,300, about half. So I'm paying a quarter, which makes me extremely happy. I will recommend Energy by Choice. I have in the past, and I will in the future. I'd say do the research. I did research for 3 years before I finally took the plunge. And the one who helped me take the plunge and answered all my questions was Sale. The other firms who deal in solar panels could not answer all my questions, did not have the knowledge Sale does. And doing the research, Sale will make it easy because it is a big expense, and Sale will make it, calm you down and make it a little easier that you're spending the money, but you're going to realize that getting that money back in savings and not having to pay LIPA $3,000 a year or $2,700 a year. I'm down to $675, and I'm hoping I can get lower than that next year. It's beyond the sidelines now. I think it's necessary now. The federal government, the state government, they give you the tax breaks and that. There should be even a more active role in promoting solar panels, solar hot water. I've also looked into geothermal heating and cooling. You can look online and you get it all from online, they explain everything, but you can't find somebody to translate the legal and the terminology to understand it. And I don't know, I only know one firm that does the geothermal on Long Island, which a monopoly to me, and they should be promoting more of that. I probably will be going to Sale in the summer to see about the hot water, what we can do, how to hook it up. It's tough with my hot water. Where my hot water heater is, it's in the middle of the house. It doesn't come down the side. But I know Sale will tell me if it's feasible, if it's not, and if it's feasible, then we'll probably do it. I think the green energy is the way to go. If I could get off of oil and LIPA, if I could get another 5 kilowatts of roof, put more panels up, I would. Energy by Choice is the #1 on Long Island in my eyes. I said they're extremely professional. They know what they're doing. Sale knows what he's talking about. The installers, no problems. In, out. You hardly even know they're there most of the time. And everything's up and running, and they constantly monitor. Sale always sends me an email. How's it working? What's it doing? I said, and from I've known other people who've gone, they're out east, the Hamptons, who have used somebody else. They don't get the follow-up. They don't get the monitor. They don't. As a matter of fact, it's tough for them to get an answer. They call and question. I call Sal. I've got his cell phone and his home phone. I can get in touch with him anytime if something comes up. I said the other companies could not do that. They're #1 in my eyes all the way through. I said I would recommend them to everybody.